Hi kids, good morning. I am feeling so much better today. It was a rough couple of days, 5 days where it was just mine. I wasn't having it. Redhead was not having it. But I'm feeling a lot better today. I am just feeling a lot more kind of refreshed and confident in my abilities and my capabilities. I'm just feeling great. So I wanted to go ahead and try to get a little more into this. I've decided to kind of revamp my plan for this self-care series, and I'm not going to commit to trying to catch up and then no, I'm going to post every day and all that stuff. I'm going to post as often as I possibly can. I am going to make posting a priority. I have had so much fun starting this channel so far. I really enjoy filming. I really enjoy talking to you guys and kind of just getting to know me more. If any of you happen to know what getting to know me more comes from, I'll give you one hint. It's a song. Please leave a comment down below. I will send you a gift. I'm not even kidding. It's one of my favorite songs ever. Moving on. So I've just really enjoyed doing all of this. And so I think that in the, interest of self-care, do things that you love, do what you love. And that could mean painting your toenails every day, or that could mean quitting your job and like traveling across the country. I'm serious. Do what you love and find what makes you feel alive. And this honestly does. Moving right along, I think that I'm gonna go ahead and just make today's video, and then we'll see what tomorrow brings me, and I can always piece some things together and just tell you guys a little bit more about what I'm doing to take better care of myself. Okay, so I film everything on my phone and upload everything on my phone onto YouTube. And I have not been able to figure out for the life of me how to change the thumbnail that YouTube chooses for each video. So you may have noticed, maybe it was just me, that the thumbnail that was chosen for the video I posted yesterday, I looked a little scary. I think I looked a little scary. I looked exhausted. I looked beat up. I don't know, I was very unhappy with the way that I looked. And I chose to keep it. I almost thought about just completely taking it down until I could figure out how to change the thumbnail. And I finally came to grips with that in terms of that thumbnail really kind of represented how I've been feeling. And so I left it in for dramatic purposes, but it still just was like a little bit of a wake-up call. These bags under my eyes, this tired sort of like look is not representative of who I truly am deep down as a redhead. So I need to be doing things to take better care of myself inward, and it will shine outward for sure. Did put a little bit of BB cream under my eyes and hoping that it would sort of help with these under eye bag things. Look at that. Ugh. So I am gonna look into other methods of helping with my the overall look of my face, and I think drinking more water, duh. And I don't think it's necessary for me to spend a whole lot of time and money on a whole bunch of really expensive beauty regimens for my under eyes when I can just do things like I'll drink hot tea when I go to bed, and I'll put the hot tea bags on my eyes, so I'm being economical and all natural and blah blah blah. This is a thing that's happening. It's happening and it's there. It's the new hairstyle. Check me out. So I'm just gonna leave it behind there. Anyway, I feel like I've gone on this long enough tangent on my morning routine, because that's not even what this video is about. Yesterday, if you guys watched yesterday's video, which would have been Tuesday, August 7th, I talked about meditation. So I just want to go over some notes with you guys on, if you are interested in meditation, here are some things to remember and some things to go by, and I'm going to be distracted by that hair. Hold on a minute. Okay, seems like we're better. Anyway, so I'm going to go over these notes with you on what I've learned, my experience with meditation, And a lot of it is actually going to come from, and I just want to make sure I want to give credit where credit's due because she's a smart lady, but from my You Are a Badass book by Jen Sincero. She has a whole passage in here, a whole chapter in here about meditation. So I'm going to speak a little bit about what she suggested, and I'm also going to go over my experiences with meditation, as well as, if you again remember in the last video I talked about yoga with Adriene. She has a whole meditation for anxiety video, which I did link in the description below, and I'll go ahead and put that in this description as well in case you don't really feel like going back and looking at that. Okay, so anyway, if you have this book, or if you do pick it up and want to read a little bit more about it yourself, you can go to, it's pages 85 through 91 is her talking about meditation. She could talk about meditation later in the book, but I haven't gotten that far yet. So anyway, let's get started. So for starters, I want to talk about why we meditate. What are some of the things that we can expect to get out of meditation? And, keeping that in mind, this isn't a black and white guideline of you have to do this and you have to feel this way and this has to happen or you're doing it wrong. It's no. But these are some very, very basic overall sort of, guidelines, sort of, to goals to work towards achieving when you're doing these meditation practices. And I also want you to remember that if you don't experience any of these things the first time you meditate, that does not mean you are doing it wrong. Keep at it and just set an intention of what you want meditation to do for you, and it will come. So one of the things is meditation brings you into the present moment. I think that a lot of our stresses and anxieties come from dwelling so hard on mistakes that we've made or negative experiences that we've endured, whether it was earlier on that day or 20 years ago or anything like that, and we allow it to kind of define what we're capable of. So meditation should bring you into the present moment, the here and the now, the focusing on you and your own self-care in that very moment. And that will help you be a little more open-minded to what you really are capable of, to what you really can let go of, to what goals you want to achieve, and not allowing anything to kind of stand in your way. So a lot of us, I think, believe that we are extremely open-minded people, but I think that is more related to that we are open-minded about others, but we're not open-minded about ourselves. And that's actually a pretty big step for me to realize. I was like, no, I'm very open-minded and accepting of everybody. Yeah, everybody except for me. That's not self-care. I think you need to accept yourself first, more so than anybody else, because then you can be even more accepting of others. Make yourself a priority. Naturally, those things lead to relaxation and relieving stress. I would say 90% of people that want to start meditating, that's the very first thing they think of is, I am so stressed out, I am so tense, I really need to meditate. And even just sitting and setting aside the time for you to just be, and for you to be quiet and be void of distraction and noise around you, even if you don't achieve anything else but relaxation and stress relief, that is kind of a snowball effect. Those things will lead to so much greater things in the rest of your daily life, in your sleep. If you're not going to meditate for any other reason, just do it so you can chill. Which brings me to my next point, where relaxation, stress relief, sleeping better helps you to focus in your everyday life. It enhances your ability to focus. And I struggle with this more so, I think, than anything else throughout my daily life. I have noticed for the past, I feel like it's been years, but I do know, for instance, at work, I have a very, very hard time staying focused, which also affects my memory. I have plenty of notes and notepads and notebooks and stuff all over the place to help remind me of tasks I need to get to accomplish, deadlines I need to meet, and I've forgotten so many things, and it very, very much affects my work and my ability to be a much better employee than I think I'm showing others that I can be. So working on meditation helps your focus. It helps you to have a lot more clarity throughout the day, a lot more mindfulness throughout the day, and no matter what job you have or what tasks that you're trying to accomplish, that is extremely important. And it's very frustrating being, a younger adult and feeling like you have the memory of Dory. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that meditation and plenty of other things as well, there's a lot of other things that attribute to that, but I think that meditation is extremely important to help enhance your daily focus. It also helps you, the quiet that you experience when you're meditating helps you to listen to your inner voice and follow your intuitions. So there's so many times where people say, just follow your gut, and you can hear it. You can hear that tiny little voice somewhere in you, and you can feel it in your gut just a little bit, what the actual answer is when you're trying to make a decision about something, small or big. And I know that we all hear it, but it's like some little guy who's like, excuse me, I think I know the answer. And then there's all these big scary demons around that little guy. They're like, no. That's literally how it feels for me. And I think that that's a pretty good depiction of how it may feel for you. And so being able to hear your inner voice and follow your intuition makes that little guy turn into this big, strong, positive force that just blows all those demons away. And suddenly it gives you the strength, it gives you the ability to hear that inner voice loud and clear, to feel that gut feeling loud and clear, because those are almost always right. Those are almost always what will give you the answer on what is right for you. So again, if you're sitting in quiet, you can allow that inner voice to grow and get louder and louder and louder until that's all that you can hear. All of those things just put you in a good mood, and it's self-care. Even if you come out just feeling at peace and relaxed and calm, it is such a great form of self-love, and you can have a smile on your face and you can feel relaxed and ready to get a good night's sleep. Or I have come out of meditation before, and once I've opened my eyes and kind of reflected, I'm sorry, I dropped my pen. Once I've opened my eyes and reflected on my practice, I feel so energetic and alive. So now that we've talked about what to expect during and after meditation, let's talk a little bit about how do we get there? What's a good way to sit, and what are good things to do while you're meditating to help with your practice? So for starters, once you've found where you're going to meditate, sit in a comfortable position. It can be in a chair, it can be on the floor, on a yoga mat. You could find an old beanbag chair from your grandma, something like that. Anywhere, anything that you can sit on, or anywhere that you can sit that you can be comfortable. You can sit in a cross-legged position, sit up nice and tall, breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. Just as long as you can breathe comfortably and it doesn't feel labored. If it does, reposition your seat. Find a way that you can sit where you feel as comfortable as you can. Sit comfortably. That's step number one. Step number two, you can either close your eyes, which I think is kind of the most popular way of doing it. It's easiest for me most of the time, because I feel that when my eyes are open, I do get distracted by too many things that are around me, which is another reason why having a more kind of designed meditation space could be good, because the things that are around you are things that you could be looking at that will bring you back into your meditation. So that kind of leads me into, if you decide that you don't want to close your eyes, you can keep your eyes open, but find something to focus on. And it is preferably something that does not bring negative thoughts or distractions to your mind. For instance, I wouldn't recommend staring at the calendar that's on your wall that's got deadlines of everything you have to do for the week, because that's all you're going to think about. Find a candle or a picture of some kind of mantra. I think I've showed you guys before that in my yoga room, I have a picture that says exhale on the wall, and that's something that I have focused on before when I've meditated. It helps me to kind of be reminded to exhale all of my negativities. So again, if you choose not to close your eyes, just make sure that whatever you're focusing on is one thing that's going to bring you into your meditation and into your intention. And as usual, as I have talked about in yoga, you always want to focus on your breathing. Your breathing during meditation is going to be your rock, your focal point, your best friend, because especially when you are starting out meditating and sitting and not doing anything else is really squirmy and difficult, you're going to find your mind wandering. It's going to be the sound of the lawnmower outside. It's going to be remembering, oh, I have plans with so-and-so next week. I have to make sure to get ready for that. Whatever the case may be, your brain's going to keep going, and you want to bring it all back in. And the way to do that, for starters, is to just focus on your breath. Another thing that you can do to help your focus in meditation is to find some kind of mantra to repeat. So a mantra is any word or a phrase that you can repeat over and over again in your mind. It doesn't have to be out loud. It absolutely can be. Not only just focusing on your breath, but focusing on a phrase or a word related to your intention is an amazing tool to help you stay focused. I actually would love right now to read the little passage that she has in this book. And it's in my You Are a Badass, Jen Sincero book, on page 89. So her number 4 step in options and suggestions is use a mantra. Sometimes when the squirrels in my head are particularly active, I bring in a mantra to chase them out. I repeat a word or phrase in my mind like love, or thank you, or yes please, or om. Something that makes me feel good and is fairly neutral. But you could use a mantra like meatloaf, I guess, if that's your thing. So if you want to sit there and go, meatloaf, meatloaf, you do it. Thanks, Jen, because I loved that little segment there. As far as the time of day goes, I think that doing your meditation first thing in the morning or last thing at night are both very beneficial. I believe that doing it first thing in the morning, your mind is kind of cleared. You've rested, even if it was a sort of a restless night. You don't have any stresses from that current day that have happened yet to make focusing on the meditation harder. That being said, I also feel that meditation could be very beneficial at the end of the night, maybe one of the last things you do before you go to bed, because you can practice on sweeping all of the negativity from the day out of your mind and bring yourself back to that central present place where you can be refreshed, sort of detox yourself for the day, and you can be ready for a better night's sleep. So it's really up to you, and you can mix and match, and you can do it once a week, you can do it every day, you can do it in the morning and at night, so twice a day. It's whatever you think is going to work best for you. Now, if you've done all these things and you just can't get there, you just can't stay focused, you just don't feel like you're really getting the full benefits out of meditation, there are DVDs, there are YouTube videos, there are CDs, and I'm sure there's playlists on various Spotify and Pandora and whatnot that you can find that are helpful for guided meditation. So for instance, the very first time that I ever meditated on my own, I watched the exact video that I told you about, the Yoga with Adriene video that I'm posting in the description, that I posted in the last one, and I just listened to her. So don't hesitate to look for all of those things. If you only meditate in guided meditation, fantastic. Again, there is no wrong answer. And I also discovered that there are many yoga studios all over the place that have guided meditation classes. So if you feel, I haven't personally done one, I'm not sure, if that's something that interests me, I kind of want to look into it a little bit more. But if you feel like going to a class with others who are meditating and you maybe have an instructor who can guide you through it a little bit, that's awesome, do that. You might be able to find some kind of peace and focus in the connection that you have with the others around you. It may really, really distract you, and you might spend the whole time going and looking at everybody else. What are they doing? Am I doing it right? Oh my gosh, I think I have to fart. I don't know what to do. It's so quiet in here. Everyone's gonna know it's me. I don't know. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. And I'm 99% sure that there's at least one other person in the room who's thinking the same thing you are. So maybe you can gain some connectivity in that moment. But anyway, yeah, so there you have it. That is my Redhead crash course in meditation. I really, really hope that what I have told you all so far has helped you. Don't forget that, again, credit where credit's due. I got a lot of this from my You Are a Badass book. I got a lot of this from my Yoga with Adriene video. And then, you know, of course, I shared my own kind of insights and experiences from what I've done with meditation. But I'm telling y'all, like, I have to get back into it, and I really want to share it with you guys. If you have any experiences with meditation that, you know, you agree with the things that I said, or maybe you don't agree with the things that I said, or suggestions you have that I didn't mention, leave a comment down below. Send me a video. Let me know. Come hang out. Maybe we'll meditate together. I don't know. Clearly, I need some relaxation right now because I'm just... So anyway, I am just so grateful to you guys for sticking with me, for those of you who still have. And don't forget to, you know, tell your friends, tell your mom, share this with everybody. And I really, really hope that I can help you guys, because I love you so much. All right, I'll see you later.